All right. Juneteenth. Welcome. Juneteenth. All of our ancestors and black enslaved people in this country was finally liberated. Soldiers marched through Texas. They was marching through the South anyway. Union soldiers informing the slaves of 4 million, I believe. I think it's higher. That they were free. Based on the order. Don't have the order number with me. Didn't do my homework, but I'm just going off some clippings that I saw. Our people were finally emancipated. Finally. Roughly a year and a half, 18 months, maybe 2.5 years after the Civil War and after the official proclamation was made. But, there were some stubborn slave owners that still wanted things to be as it was. And so they met resistance. Some even lost their lives. Slave owners threatening to kill them if they leave the property. It's a madness, man. You know what we got to go through. It's a madness going back almost 2 centuries. It's just so much that we've been through and still going through. So, and that's why I look at Biden sideways about this, these bills that he promised to. I know he can't make the law, but he can at least push his party to prioritize certain things. As far as him being the president, and he's a Democrat, but it's always shenanigans, and it's always resistance to anything that's impactful and can really shake history on a positive level towards people like me. And so there's always resistance. And once again, we got to keep being resilient to continue to fight. But, it is what it is, man. So continue to, this day, Juneteenth, is a representation of that culmination. In Galveston, Texas, the island of Texas, and Union soldiers went in there, posted, the new law, the order. So, and finally, all our people were free. But as you know, freedom sometimes is just a word in people's vocabulary. So that's why we celebrate this day in remembrance of that, and try to give you some context. And it was great celebration that excuse me that kicked this off. Great celebration that that enhanced this bill, this holiday, because we were so exuberant and so thrilled and finally rejoicing in celebration, and appreciative of finally being out of bondage. But as you know, that was still just the beginning. But, for the plight of a lot of our people who has paid the price for freedom, the ultimate price, and who will still pay a price. For people who are just trying to survive and just trying to live their life without all the restrictions and the unfair advantages or disadvantages that government policies and the law of the land kind of view us as far as when we trying to make progress towards equality. It's an ongoing fight. It's an ongoing exercise in regiment to at least continue a legacy of true liberation. And we'll get there. Meanwhile, some of us, not all, I'm talking about my community. I'm talking about the black community. And like I say, some of us, small percentage, but they dominate the headlines of people who are just up to no good, up to victimization. I saw a photo that went viral this weekend of a young man, a black young man, pointing a gun directly at an elder woman. I guess that she was, I think she was either entering the bank or trying to make a transaction at the ATM. And that's a scary thought for anybody. We do something we do our daily lives. And so now there's a threat now. It's been a threat. Anytime you're making those kind of transactions, money transactions, or doing your banking, it's always best to do it in daylight hours. But now this was daylight. So as far as the picture, I don't know if it was enhanced as far as lighting or whatever, but it looked daylight to me. And broad daylight, actually. So these jokers out here, man, some of them are playing for keeps, man. Some of them are just preying on us and trying to get a quick victim. So you have to keep your head on the swivel and be smart when you're going about your daily lives, especially females and the elderly people who are vulnerable. So when that situation, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I would probably, I don't know. But I would hope they just take whatever they can take and leave me unharmed. And I'm able to, get past that little setback because I got my life. In most cases, in a lot of cases, these people still shoot you. They have a demon in them that, I don't know, that's possessing them. Everybody, not all, but a lot of people, trying to get street credibility and body counts up and all for gangs or just because they're just not fit to live or walk among civilization, because as far as free, these people need to be caught, prosecuted for their crimes, and sent to prison. And that's just how I call it and how I see it. So these people just need to be put to jail, man. They need to be put in jail and just also studied the behavior, series of battery tests, and try to figure out or get some data on the mindset of individuals that are, just can't seem to get right. They choose a life of crime to feed their families or to keep money in their pockets, and they figure that's the easier route other than getting up like everybody else and going to work. So it is what it is, but it's becoming a little bit dangerous and frustrating, and the public is not going to stand for it. And I also know the streets will take care of itself, so there's that element to it as well. But the young man's face was exposed, so I'm pretty sure some of these fine citizens in America will maybe identify him and bring him to justice. Also, we had the Bradley Beal trade. The Wizards, they did a salary dump, because that salary that Brad had was $250, 5 years, no trade clause, which I couldn't understand why they added that. And I guess that's why Tommy Shepard, the former GM, got up out of here, or had to get up out of here, because that was ridiculous. And he added a 15% trade. I don't know what it is, some type of trade percentage. So Bill was, he had all the power, he had all the leverage. And so he picked Phoenix, and main thing, they got a salary out of here. And so they can bear down to the meat and potatoes and the bare minimums and build a team back up from scratch with the new ownership group, front office, and everyone involved. So that was crazy. His contract was crazy. But we can move forward now. So we'll see how we're drafting and what other moves the front office can do. And we'll go from there. My Nats, on the other hand, had a rough weekend. They got swept by the Miami Marlins, who's, for whatever reason, you get a team to get your number. So they got swept. Last I seen, they were playing St. Louis, and they were, I believe they were winning 6-5. So I haven't checked the score since. And on the NFL front, hey, they got a break until training camp. Training camp starts on July 27th, and you'll see everybody has to report on that day, and we'll see all the players. I guess the rookies would get there maybe a couple of days earlier, but we're about a month away from that. Hopefully everybody will stay out of trouble this summer. Hopefully. It's been dry. The music has been dry. Killer Mike's album, I've listened to some of it. I'm going to do a beat report on that at some point. And from what I've listened to so far, I think I'm like 3 songs in. Dope. Really a dope album so far. And production seems great. Very beautiful production on the songs that I heard so far. 3 songs in. So I'm liking the vibe of the album as well. But I will do a beat report on that. Talk about it a little bit. Outside of that, America, I don't know how the world's been treating you. I hope everyone has enjoyed this Juneteenth and has come in with an education of knowing a little bit more about my people and the enslaved African Americans, black people around the world, and just the end result of it. But we still have a long way to go, and we still must educate as much as possible. be diligent in our approach, keep our composure, call out the BS, hold our politicians, our local politicians who represent us, hold them accountable, and continue to be a voice and advocate for justice and equality. So let's not forget that. And as far as reparations, that's a whole different thing that I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to go live on that one. I'm going to talk about that one right here on Vanguardian News. I will be talking about that because I got a lot to say about that. A lot of opinions about that. But I'm going to keep it smart, direct, and I'm going to make my points. So stay tuned to that. Otherwise, thanks for taking some time out. Please hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, please. Thank you. Peace.